Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a full body mobility session, working on just trying to move through ranges of motions effectively and controlled to wake up your muscles and improve your accessory muscle strength. Okay, so to start with, we're going to start with the shoulders. We're going to do nice, slow and long windmills, trying to extend at the top and then slowly control it back down. As you do this, try and twist your hands in and out. So twist them out on the way up and in on the way down to try and get as much range of motion as possible so that you're activating all the muscles in your shoulder. If you can't go this wide and you can only go to here and forwards, that's fine. Just go to a comfortable range of motion, making sure you're trying to push it slightly, but it should still be comfortable. Okay, good. And then we're going to go backwards. So this time in on the way up, twisting the hands out and bringing them out on the way down. Trying to see how far you can extend up and how far you can reach back before your arms come around. Okay, if that is just this, that's all good. Just try and go as far as you can. Okay, do 2 more of those. Okay, next you're going to have your feet hip width apart, and we're just going to practice the hip hinging motion, which we used for a lot of you in RDLs and exercises like that. So you're going to keep your core engaged, you're going to push your hips back, and you're just going to push down and go down to a point until you feel tension in your hamstrings, or you can feel your lower back starting to round. Then we're just going to come back up. Again, if this is this range of motion and back up, that's fine. We just want to try and control the range of motion so that your muscles are getting used to controlling these lengths, because it is good for injury prevention and also setting movement patterns. Make sure going down, you're coming up at the same pace. Okay, we'll do 5 more of those. Okay, 2 more. And last one. Okay, the next, you're going to bring your feet slightly wider apart, again to a comfortable point. If you're extending too much, it will hurt too much in this area, your adductors, and it will start to be really painful because you have to be able to hold this position comfortably. Then we're going to have arms up at 90 degrees, and we're just going to twist to face one way and then twist to face the other way. And again, we're going to move into a nice controlled slow pace to get your body used to being in this area so that your muscles get used to this. Because in competition, especially in a lot of team sports, you involve a lot of twisting, and if your muscles aren't used to it, or especially your tendons, they have a likelihood to get injured through tearing. If you can't twist all the way to 90 degrees, don't worry. If it's just twisting through this range of motion, that's fine. Just with each one, try and extend a little bit further. Okay, 2 more each side. And back to the middle. Okay, next, you're going to put your arms out in front of you. If you have to come up slightly for this, that's okay. We're going to do that hip hinging motion again. So arms in front, dropping back and forwards, and then coming slowly back up. As you can see, I can't go as deep with this one as the previous motion, and that's fine, that's expected. So if you also can't go as deep, just go to a comfortable point, because if you go a bit lower, your back's going to start rounding, and there's no point in that. We want to try and keep a straight back while doing these exercises. Again, same pace on the way down as on the way up. Okay, 2 more. Okay, and bring your legs back in. Okay, now we're going to go into a lunge, and we're just going to try and get our knee over our toe and then tense the quad of the back leg to try and keep it upright or as straight as you can. I'm just going to hold this position for a bit. Making sure you're having big deep breaths in and out. Okay, then hands on the floor. At this point, you can put your knee down if you want to. If you want to get a greater stretch, keep it in the air. And we're just going to move, just going to wiggle this leg in and out. Again, only go to a comfortable point of motion, and you want to mostly keep most of your foot on the floor. Like, don't worry if it comes up slightly like this, that's okay, but you don't want it going all the way like this, because you want to try and simulate what might happen in sport. Okay, then put your back knee onto the floor, and then with the hand that is on the same side as the knee that's up, we're going to come down to the floor, or as close to the floor as you can. Don't worry if you can't get down to the floor, a lot of people can't. And you'll come up and try and reach back as much as you can. And we're going to do 10 of these, nice and controlled. And always remember to breathe in on the way down and breathe out on the way up. Three more. Two more. Last one. Okay, and then back to this position. Now with the other hand, we're going to reach up and back, and as we do it, we're going to try and look to the 90 degrees. You should feel it on the inside of your hip here. I'm just going to hold this position. Okay, and then back down to this position. Then bring this leg back up. We're going to come back up to the lunge, push back up, and we're going to do the same on the other side now. So this time your other leg down, trying to get your knee over your toe, trying to keep this leg moderately straight. As you're doing this, try and keep your core engaged and keep nice and flat. You don't want to fall over like this, because then you're not getting the stretch on your back legs, quad and hip. Okay, and hands to the floor. Again, at this point, you can put your knee to the ground, or you can keep it up to you. I'm just going to move this front leg side to side. then knee to the ground. Now again, same hand that's the same side as the leg that's in front. It's going to come close to the floor and up, and we're going to do this for 10. Same pace on the way up as on the way down. And remembering to breathe in and out while you're doing this. Two more. Last one. Okay. And now other side comes up, and we're just going to rest or hold this position. Remember to breathe in and out. Okay, and come back down. Okay, then we're just going to bring our back leg back. We're going to come into an all fours position. And then we're going to arch and round our upper back. Sorry, our upper back? Our mid back. Sorry for the dog. There. And making sure that the motion is nice and controlled. Up and down. Remembering to breathe in on the way up and out on the way down. Okay, two more. Okay, you just come back to center, and now with our right arm, we're going to feed it through, and we're just going to place our shoulder on the floor, and we're going to look to the wall or to whatever's there, and we're just going to hold this position. We don't need to go any further than this, and if you can't get your shoulders to the floor, so you're resting like this, just rest like this. We want to just try and get a slight twist in the back to get a stretch on the lat, and get a little bit of rotation. And just have big deep breaths in and out in this position. Okay, and then come back up, and at this time the right arm's going to go out to the side this way, and then you're going to twist again to face the wall and trying to get that shoulders to touch the floor. If it can't touch the floor and it's resting like this, that's fine. Just try and keep your arm nice and straight, and what may make it easier is if you try and stretch your arm out even further. Okay, we're going to try and get a stretch on the bicep, the front of the shoulder, and a bit of the chest. And just deep breaths in and out. Okay, now if you feel comfortable to do so, you're going to twist your shoulder back and forth to get a little bit more movement in this stretch position. And as you twist it forward, you want to try to think about pushing your elbow into the ground, as you feel more of a stretch on the front of your shoulder. Again, nice and controlled motions at the same pace. And remembering, breathe in on the way down and out on the way up. Okay, and bring your hand back, come back into that all fours position. Now we're going to do the same on the left side. So first, left arm comes through, and you're going to try to get your shoulder on the floor, and then we're just going to rest in this position, breathing deep in and out. In deep through the nose, and out through the mouth. If you don't feel enough of the stretch, you can try and tip your body weight slightly so you've got more of a twist. You should feel it a bit more in your lap. And if you can't get your shoulder to the floor, just try and push your arm across a bit more, and it should help. Okay, and I'm back, and now it's going to go out to the side, same as on the right side. We're going to start just resting, breathing in deep and breathing out deeply. Okay, then you're going to start, if it's comfortable to do so, start twisting your shoulder forwards and back again. If this is hurting, then just rest in this position for the duration of this part. Okay, and slide the arm back through, up to all fours. Okay, now we're going to come down to the floor, and then we're going to push up into a cobra stretch. If this is hurting quite a lot, you can try take the tension away a little bit by bringing your knees up slightly more, so it's more like this. And if you want to take it even further, push your hands in towards you, or come up onto your legs and try and really extend that position. Okay, and we're just going to hold this position for a few seconds. Big breaths in and out. If you have hypermobility in your elbows, I would suggest bending them slightly like this, because this area could hurt quite a lot. Okay, and come back down. We'll rest here for a few seconds, breathing in and out. And then come back up. Okay, and back down. We'll do that one more time. And back up. Okay, then we're going to go back into that all fours position to start with. We're going to push up onto our legs, and we're going to push back into downwards dog. If this is hurting, you can just hold the press up position here, or go onto your knees and push back like this. Okay? But if it's comfortable to do so, come back into downwards dog, and we're going to spend a little time here, just breathing in and out. Okay, then your right leg is going to cross over to your left leg, and you're going to try and get your left heel onto the floor to stretch out your calf and a bit of your hamstring if you try and tense your quads. Okay, then switch sides. So right, trying to get your right heel to the floor and crossing your left leg over, and tense your right leg to try and keep your knees straight if you want to get the hamstring stretching as well. Okay, both feet back down. Just hold here for a few seconds again. Okay, and then back down to that all fours position. Next, we're going to bring our right leg in front. We're going to try cross it over and get it to a 90-degree angle, and then push your left leg back and sit in this position. So some of you might know this as the pigeon stretch. If this is hurting, you can put your hands either side of you or in front of you to try to take a little bit of the strain off. And if it's not hurting, try and push this leg back. Also not hurting. If you don't feel a stretch, try bring this leg back even further to sit into this position. And we're going to try and keep, to start with, a nice upright posture facing directly forwards. And if you want to make it a bit more of a challenge, you can put your hands behind your back and try and sit upright like this. But if that's too difficult for you, just rest your hands on the front of your leg or in front of your leg. And we're just going to do nice, big, deep breaths. If this hurts a bit too much, you can bring your back leg forward a little bit so you're a little bit more upright, and it will take some strain off of your right hip. Okay, if it's comfortable to do so, then you're going to bring your arms forward and get your elbows to the ground, and then all you're going to do is move side to side in this position for a comfortable range of motion. So be careful with moving too far, because if your knee isn't ready for it, it will start to hurt your knee quite a lot. So make sure there's only a little tension there, because I don't want you injuring anything. And just move nice and controlled, remembering to breathe in and out with each motion. Okay, then come back up and then slowly slide the leg back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So to start with, in that nice upright posture, just finding what position is comfortable for you. Okay, and if you can, and it's comfortable to do so, elbows down, and then we're just going to start moving side to side. Again, remember, it has to be comfortable or a little bit of tension on your knee, but don't take it too far, because you have to get your muscles and your joints used to these positions before you push them, because otherwise you have a tendency to get injured. And remembering, breathing in and out while you're moving. Okay, and then come back up, and we're going to put our arm back. Just sit down, bring the other leg round, and so both feet are in front of us. Now, this position is very painful for a lot of people, so if you are struggling with it, bring your feet forward to begin with, so that there's not too much pressure here, and also so you're not stuck upright like this. But if it's comfortable for you and you want to try feel a bit more of a stretch, try and bring your feet as close forward, as close to your body as you can. Just going to interlock our fingers, and we're going to just try sit nice and upright, and we're going to actively maintain pressure, trying to push our knees down to the floor. I'm just going to have big breaths in and out. If this is too difficult for you, you can use something like the sofa behind me to press your back against it to know if you're keeping a straight back or not. The other thing you can do is grab your ankles instead of your feet, and then pull your shoulders back and look straight forward, and that's how you know you'll be keeping a straight back. But if you want to try and make it a bit more difficult, grab hold, and then you're going to try push your body forward to meet it, and you'll get a greater stretch on the hips. Okay, next we're going to just bring our legs slowly up and down for a comfortable range of motion. Use your breaths as a guide to how quickly you should be moving. So if I'm starting from the bottom, I'll breathe in, and then I'll be at the top, and then breathe out, back to the bottom again. Okay, and we're going to try and maintain that pace all the way up and down to get your muscles and joints used to these positions and to make sure that you have control in these positions. With each breath, you should try and go a little bit lower. So each exhale, you should try and get your knees a little bit closer to the ground. Okay, 2 more of these. Last one. Okay, then come back to a natural position. And then all we're going to do, bring our legs out. This will be the last one for today. Point your toes, and then you're just going to try and stretch as far forward as you can. Just going to slowly rock back and forth in this position. Breathing in on the way forward. Breathing in on the way back. Breathing out on the way forward. So in and out. If you need some support on your back behind you, that is fine. Or if it's a bit difficult, bend your knees slightly and you'll be able to press a bit further. Okay, but don't worry if it's a limited motion. I'm not moving too far. It's just about getting used to this position and trying to just progress a little bit further each time. Okay, 2 more of those. Okay. And that is the end of our session. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day.